Welcome all again. We have a Inno64. It's the NSX NA, the first generation NSX, and it's got a Rocket Bunny version 2 Aero kit on it. I'll be honest with you, I was a little on the fence about buying this model because it's such a radical design, but here it is. Clearly I bought it anyways. I do like Inno64 as a brand, though. If you look back at my brand comparison video, this is like my second favorite of the mass market brands. You know, anything below a resin model had an LCD models are my favorites. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So, let's just say. I don't think it's licensed by Acura or Honda, right? But it kind of would be, right? I mean, it was such a big model company that I would have guessed that this would be, well, who knows? Who knows? So, okay, little logo there. Case. Okay, it's a relatively tight case. Not super tight, but still, it's probably not a good habit to just lift things from the covers, because the one day you lift it and the case isn't tight, your model's going to just drop on the floor. Let's take a look at this there. There we go. Interesting base again. Inno does really funky bases to their models. Yeah, I mean, this looks like it's metal, but I think it's like some sort of foil or something. Foil sticker. I, I don't know. I might be mistaken. It just seems kind of wasteful and expensive to try to actually put a real piece of metal this big onto a model this like this. But okay, so these are the images I pulled up. I couldn't find an image of a real car. I'm pretty sure what we're looking at are photos of a computer rendering. I don't know if a real car in this color exists. There is a real car in like a body wrapped chrome blue, and Inno64 does have that model as well. But that model comes with black wheels, and so I like to see my wheels, you know, and this silver ones. So it's the same mold as the other one, but these are silver and the other ones are black, just to let you know. Obviously, you can look all this up on the internet. Okay, so yeah, the rendering's there. Okay, what about this back view? Hmm. Interesting. Okay. All right. So, I did a tiny bit of research here. There's a company called TRA Kyoto. I would have to assume they're located in Kyoto. And Kei Miura, I believe, is the founder and the chief designer. And he designed this body kit. And it's inspired by the JGTC, the Japanese Grand Touring Championship. And basically, it's like G, it's like a road racing class of vehicles, but they're so highly modified, you know, that obviously they end up looking like this. So he designed the whole front end to be a clamshell cowl. So basically the hood, the fenders, this chin spoiler, this is all one giant clamshell that just flips forward. And then the rear, you would have to cut away the fenders and stuff like that, and then it's replaced with some panels back here. If you search this, you can actually see renderings of the parts you get in this kit. The kit cost $22,000 for this bodywork and the wing, I guess. And I believe, I don't know if it includes the wheels. These wheels are designed by NK, but they're specifically made for Rocket Bunny. They're called the 6666 wheels, which Rocket Bunny uses a lot. I believe someone told me in a comment that they used to run 666 as a number, but they started to have bad luck, and so they added a fourth six to make their luck better. So I don't know what you guys think about that. Okay, so you looked at the side of this thing. So I guess we'll start with the wheels. You know, they look like mesh wheels, but I don't think they're hollow. I think they're just black, and I almost feel like they're photo etched, actually. Hold on here. Let's get a flashlight. Yeah, so they're not hollow. They remind me of the Word C wheels that I've been doing my mods with. So what I'm gonna guess, and I could be totally wrong, I feel like maybe this rim is painted black in the middle, and then this is a photo etched piece of metal, and it's glued over the black. That's what I'm guessing. And I believe this hole, is that a hole or flattened off? No, that is flattened off. So that's just paint on the photo etched piece. So it's interesting. It looks nice. It's just not hollow, right? I'm also kind of distracted by this tire not being on the wheel perfectly. But the tire does have Nitto printed on that, so that's pretty nice. This thing doesn't want to roll at all. There's too much friction between the tire and the fenders. It's nice to see that there's black paint in this vent. The other brands don't put any paint in the vents of their NSXs. Well, I know TLV doesn't. I don't know about Hobby Japan and Ignition, but Inno does put black paint there, so it looks more realistic. These graphics, I think they are tampo prints. At least all the ones here. There's none of that wrinkliness of a decal. Yeah, those are those tampos. So this is pretty crazy. This winglet here, or barge board, I suppose it could be called. I think this is a piece of metal. Look how thin it is. There's no way that could be plastic. That's gotta be a piece of bent metal. And then it's painted and printed. So that's quite impressive. Alright, what else is going on here? So the separation of the purple and this gray is pretty nice. These winglets, we'll get to that, I guess. The mirrors have reflector stickers in them. Door handle seems alright. Okay, let's go to the front here. So we got these canards, or front winglets here, and these are plastic. See, now you can see the thickness of them. I guess it's alright. It's better than diecast metal, which would be even thicker than this. So this one's a little bit low. These three look okay. So this is an issue when you get this many parts. It means there's that many more ways that things can go wrong. So yeah, that one's a little bit low. You can see it's pointed outwards more than this, when it's more vertical. Okay, well, can't win them all. That sounds like plastic. So there's black paint in here. Tiny little rivets printed on there. Black dots printed on here. I think those are like drilled out holes. Alright, this is part of the casting, but it's painted black. Kind of feel like these are pretty wide, these panel gaps. Yeah, those are some wide panel gaps. It's really unexpected for Inno, I think. This metallic purple is pretty nice, though. I mean, look at this thing as I shift it around, how it catches the light. And the clear coat, even way down here, is an orange peely. Look at your models. The roof is always the smoothest, but this is a super nice. It's super smooth. It's almost like resin quality. A lot of times the lower you go, the more orange peel you see in the paint, but not on this one. Maybe it's in the trunk. Yeah, see, the trunk has more orange peel. You can see the waviness there, but the front end is really nice. Pretty impressive. Okay, so this side, I do feel like this tire is a little jacked up as well. You know, maybe it's not seated perfectly on the wheel. And then again, this one, these wheels don't want to move at all. Okay, there you go, but still, it's not going to roll. Alright, so I guess on this side of the car there's a fuel filler door. All the printing looks nice. I don't see any letters missing or gouges or scratches in the casting before the paint. Okay, what do we got here? Alright, we got some little depth to the exhaust tips, painted black in there, and then the rim is silver. It's not painted perfectly, but it's alright. The taillights are great. I mean, look at the separation at the backup lights, and then you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 like indentations back there. I think that's a pin to go into the casting, but these are molded into the casting itself to look like all the different light buckets. So that's pretty good. Little indentations there and here as well, and these indentations are painted black. Again, they're supposed to be vents. Little vent holes, lightning holes. Alright, I'm trying to get a better look at this diffuser. Wow, yeah, so look at that. The air passes through the bottom of the diffuser. It's pretty cool. Alright. I think I read an article where Rocket Bunny, or K Mayura, he tries to get rid of the rear bumpers because as air is passing through, the air just goes up into the bumper and swirls around in there. It creates a lot of drag and air pressure. But if you remove the bumper, this is what happens. You know, the air comes in and it just goes out the back. That's what I read. I don't know if there's scientific proof behind that. Okay, what else? Alright, so the wing, yeah, decent width on the plastic. It's not Hot Wheels thick. Seems alright. The bottom of the wing is curved like a real airfoil. The top of the wing is curved as well like an airfoil. Okay, so now you can see all the little rivets here printed on nicely, and there's some black paint for that vent there. And then this is good. These defroster lines are so thin, they don't really block the view inside the car. So unfortunately the wing is literally blocking the view, but you can kind of see the pick moving there. It's the distortion of the glass really that's hurting, but you can kind of see a rear view mirror there hanging. Okay, let's go to the bottom before the interior. This is just plain black. It's glossy. I was thinking maybe it might be carbon fiber, but it's not. Oh, another thing I learned about this $22,000 Aero kit is this fiber reinforced plastic, or FRP. I don't know. That seems like a lot of money for a plastic body kit. If it was made of carbon fiber, I think that would be a pretty good deal. What do you guys think? The cost of a car for some fiberglass and plastic parts? I don't know. Okay, well, Innos are screwed together, so if you want to do some wheel swaps or mess with the interior, you can. Pretty decent detail molded down here. Alright. No date, though. No copyright date on the base here. The treads, yeah, they seem alright. No complaints there. Oh, yeah, so there's no brake system here. You can tell because this is so thin. If it had brakes, this axle thing would be much thicker because there'd be a second piece riding over this piece. But because it's so thin, that's how I know there's no disc brakes. Which makes sense. I mean, you can't see them anyways if they're just blanked off. Okay. Interesting. Alright, the interior I guess would be the last thing. You can kind of see some of it through the windshield. Oh, the wiper blades, I forgot about those. They are sticking up, they are painted black, so no complaints there. I see harnesses in there, white harnesses. Okay. Yeah, pretty nice seats. You know, it's nice to see a white harness. That's just different from usual. Usually used to seeing red or green or black. So, what about the dashboard? Other instruments? I can't tell. Let me try to hold this. Trying to see if there's instruments inside the cluster. Yeah, what do you know? There is. So there's some sort of a crazy looking electronic display going on in that thing. So I don't know if that's a decal or a tampo print, but it's nice to see some sort of color in that dashboard. Alright, So pretty cool. I guess the only thing that's missing, you know, they put an engine cover. You can't really see any engine detail there. But that might be accurate to the real body kit. I'm not sure. Okay, well, I gotta say, this is a pretty good feat of diecast engineering. There's just so many extra parts on here that could have been a disaster. And the only glaring issue I can see that's wrong is this canard is slightly tilted down. So, I mean, but for the price of this model, I can totally live with that. I mean, this thing didn't cost that much money, but it has so much going on that I think it's a pretty good value. So I guess that's up to for you to decide for yourself. I mean, these side things are, I mean, those are extra pieces of metal, and then they're painted, and then they're printed. I mean, that's so much work, right? It's very cool. I didn't notice that. There's printing on the side of the wing. I do find it odd that there's nothing printed here. You would think they would put Rocket Bunny there or something, but maybe they want to save money somewhere. Anyways, really nice. I find this really interesting. This lack of a rear bumper that Aero designed, and how this rear diffuser integrates vertically here with the frame of the car. So pretty neat. Or actually, I guess that's bodywork. It's not the frame of the car. Okay. All right. Well, definitely deserves a spin on the solar coaster. Let me. I don't know if anyone would actually race this car. It's inspired by race cars, but I kind of feel like this is like a show car, like people to just show off their money. But I don't know if it would actually be raced. What do you guys think? Okay. While you ponder that, let's pull up two other cars. This is an facelifted NSX from Inno64, the NA2, and it is quite nice. I mean, this one you can see some engine detail. It's got a really nice colorful interior, you know, all sorts of colors, silver, red, black, and then yeah, black paint in the side vents. And now you see this one does have disc brakes. Well, maybe you can't. Let me just focus there. But yeah, you can hopefully see a disc brake system. And hold on, I gotta get a better light angle to show this. See the axle width? It's black, it's hard to tell, but it's much wider because that wideness is the disc brake rotor. Well, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Anyways, let's compare those two. So, yeah, Inno64 does a fantastic job all around. This is why they're one of my favorite brands. I mean, they put in so much extra work, and they do it for less money than a lot of other brands. So, they're quite awesome. Yeah, alright. Just for fun, I'm going to throw in a Hot Wheels. Okay. I'm just looking at the similarities. I guess you can see the evolution. I can see a little bit of the original NSX contours in this. Okay, well, yeah, it was an interesting one. I didn't think I would buy this model, but I'm quite happy that I did. It's just the fact that they made this thing is such a random looking car. I mean, I don't think there is even a real purple one of these in the real world, or no one's bothered to take photographs of it. And then just all the work that Inno does. That's why I like them. Alright guys, I'm definitely sounding like a fanboy of Inno64, but if you don't believe me, I suggest you buy one, and then you can see for yourself why I am so happy. Okay, well, hopefully I'll have another Inno64 to come soon, and hopefully you'll be there to watch. Thanks.